not this video, but this live, because I haven't live streamed in so long. I have to live stream again. Anyways, man, let's react to whatever, man. I think I react to something, bro, like to some videos or something. Let's see, man. I just came across a video saying that looks are objective. Let's see if that's the case. I think I give my opinion because, you know, I feel like I'm gonna train myself, train to express my ideas well, by reacting to videos and stuff. Not hating, but reacting, because there is a big difference. Attacking. Alright, let's see what you gotta say, bro. Let's see what you gotta say, bro. Let's see what you gotta say, bro.
Today I'm going to prove to you that looks are objective. So if you're ugly, it can be explained with math. If you look good, it
already raises this already raises a red flag, because if something is objective, it's mind independent, right? How can you prove that beauty is mind independent? Is that what the attractiveness is mind? First of all, like, the mistake that this guy is making is confusing. I'm not knowledgeable about these things, but I'd be getting into the philosophy of these things a bit. And a lot of guys on the internet seem to be superficial. And most people online, like, they have no critical thinking. They have no. It's not that they have no critical thinking, rather, but they don't think critically. They don't choose to think critically. They don't make effort to improve their critical thinking skills. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people online, they don't make an effort to improve their critical thinking skills. They're intelligent, yeah, but critical thinking is correlated to intelligence in some way, but it's different. It's about questioning. It's about, like, coming up with new questions. It's about criticizing, right? It's about giving your personal opinion. It's about being analytical. That's what it is about. It's about deep thinking, right? That's what critical thinking is, in my opinion. But intelligence is more about, like, overall, like, general cognitive ability. Now, correlated, but they are not the same. Now, first of all, attractiveness is not the same as beauty, right? Facial beauty, if that's what you're talking about. Because if we talk about the structure itself, then it's different. Because you can say someone is attractive facially, but not attractive, but good looking, but not necessarily that I'm attracted to him. For example, I can say that there are many celebrities, but for example, Justin Bieber, all these guys, you know what I'm saying? I might say, yeah, they are good looking, but I'm not, like, they're not my type. You get what I'm saying? I'm not attracted to them, so it's not the same. If we talk about the structure, if we talk about attraction itself, it's not the same. Attractiveness itself, being good looking is not the same, So one is the structure and one is the attractiveness. Attractiveness is more of, like, what can I say? It's intersubjective. Subjective sometimes, yeah, depending on the individual. It's mostly intersubjective. And attractiveness, we already talked about this. Attractiveness is about signals. There are a lot of signals. There are looks, there are money, there is status, fame, right? Personality. As I said, some people value shared values, some people want stability. So it's about signals. It's about chemistry as well. So chemistry, personality doesn't matter if there is no chemistry. So it's about chemistry within personality. So this is what it is about. Whereas facial beauty in itself is too specific. It's like being good looking, right? So it's too specific. It's about the structure itself. Anyways, let's see what I gotta say, man.
be explained with math. I'm going to prove it to you today. You'll see. And we're going to use Taylor Hill as an example. Here's Taylor Hill. She's a top model. So we can quantify face with measurements, with math. So, for example, we can look at the tilt of the eyebrows. There's a certain tilt.
So the first question is, who came up with these measurements? Who came up with this math? Because not everyone uses the same measurements. Everyone uses different measurements. I don't know, like, if the golden ratio, like, measures the mathematical ratios, not the beauty itself. So I don't get it. Like this ancient Greek, they're not accurate. I don't think they're accurate, to be honest. Like when it comes to beauty and all this stuff, these ancient Greek standards, bro, I don't think they're accurate. Who made them accurate? Who made them objective? Now this is the problem. Like when you say something like this is the problem. Now if you ask me, okay, let's see what we gotta say then.
That's attractive for women. There's a certain tilt that's unattractive. So Taylor has a good tilt of the eyebrows. We can quantify the spacing of the eyes. We can quantify how protrusive are your ears, how wide is your jaw relative to your cheekbones. These are ratios that can quantify
No, this is
attractiveness.
harmony,
And
right?
you may-
I don't think harmony is the same as the like facial beauty, right? You can correct me on this, but I don't think they're the same because it changes based on the race, based on all of that. Something that is objective doesn't change based on the race, right?
think that's BS, but no,
No,
today
too
I'm gonna
many
prove
people
it.
online, bro, making this like, I mean, bro, listen, I don't need measurements to tell if someone is good looking or not, bro. Like, we don't need this stuff. This is biological. The structure is heavily based on biology, but that does not mean it's objective because like biology is not a source of objectiveness, right? Biology is not a source of objectiveness. We can't say like it's objective. The reason being is that I mean, like, what can I say? Like, there are a lot of things that are what can I say? Biological. I don't know. I can't think of an example, but you get the idea, right? Because something that is biological, that is, what can I say? Yeah, that is biological, like like fear, like all of that. Like that doesn't make them objective, right? It could be like, for example, like creatures from other planets, aliens. You know what I'm saying? That don't have these things that you consider biological, like feelings of fear, all of that. You get what I'm, like, this is just an example, but you get what I'm saying. Biology is not a source of objectivity. Biology is shaped by survival, right? It's shaped by survival, like, you get what I'm saying? Now, biology selects for truth, favor survival, right? So that's what they are based on. That doesn't mean that like every trait is objectively better, right? Because if evolution were to be different, then the traits humans would be attracted to, like, what would have most likely been different. So we can also say the same for the. Can we say the same for the universe? Like, if the universe evolved in a different way, then then gravity could have been different or non-existent. We don't know. So anyway, so you get the idea, right? Because like, anyways, this is all to. I don't know if I illustrated the point well enough, but objective, like, biology is not a source of objectivity. Not everything that is biological is objective. It's natural. It's a good thing. You get what I'm saying? For example, like sexual urges. Sexual urges. You might think that it's natural. Okay, sex, yeah, gooning, this is natural, right? Yeah, it's natural, but doesn't mean it is good. Not everything that is natural is good. This is just an example. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I said, no, I remember the reason. No, I remember the reason. The reason why I say biology is not a source of objectivity is because our biology, yeah, as I said, survival favors biology. Our biology selects for traits that help survival. Not they are not. Our biology is not designed for seeking truth, for seeking what's actually objectively true. So, like, for example, like what's objectively true, like they are not designed. I mean, they are reliable to an extent, but they are not fully reliable. Why it cannot be always like a source of objectivity. Like, you get to something that is based on biology doesn't mean it's objective. There could be aliens that have like find what we call like unattractive people, like good-looking people, and they might find them good looking. So something that is objective, it applies universally, right? It's not that it applies universally, rather than like, what can I say? Disagreement implies error, but how can you measure such thing? That's the problem, because that would require proof. I think that would require proof because like There is no, as I said, no single standard, and this golden ratio that you're using, whatever, it's about the mathematical ratios, not the beauty itself. So this is a problem. So, anyways,
to you by actually changing these
I'm gonna delve
ratios
into
to
the
make her.
topic way more because I haven't in a long time, But this is just like what I personally think after a long time of discussion, reflection. Like trying to conclusions.
Look
Anyways,
worse, and we can predictably make her look worse based on math. Let's do it. So here we have Taylor. She's currently a 7.8, and let's see how we can change her score. So let's go to her eyes. Cantle tilt. So this is how up or down turned her eyes are. Let's change that. Boom. That.
who's this? Who's this?
She's currently a 7.8, and that's BS. But no, today I'm going to prove it to you by actually changing these ratios to make her look worse. And we can predictably make her look worse based on math. Let's do it. So here we have Taylor. She's currently a 7.8.
Taylor what?
And let's see how we can change her score. So let's go to her eyes. Cantle tilt. So this is how up or down turned her eyes are. Let's change that. Boom. That reduced her score. We can play that back. Look at the change. Or we can just drag it. Do you see? She looks worse now. There we are. Okay, that's one change. Let's make another change. Maybe that's, just maybe a one-off.
Yeah, I
let's
get
change
what
something
you're
else.
saying. Yeah, but the core problem is that like objectivity is not something that is heavily biological. That is not the definition of objectivity, because even like what you're basing like your objectivity on right now is your mind, your perception, right? So you're basing it on your perception, and the mind is a product of biology. So you are not proving that it's objective at all. To prove that it's objective, like as I said, disagreement shouldn't imply error. We need like a fixed, like objective, like standard to measure this. Like how can you prove that it actually measures it? Because as I said, most of these these ancient Greek standards, I don't believe in them particularly, but I don't think they're accurate. I truly don't think. They measure the mathematical ratios, like the golden ratio, not the beauty itself. I know there is a lot of scam online about this, like measure your attractiveness, all of that, because I tried these golden ratios many times, and it gives me like a perfect or near perfect score. So they are not reliable at all. So this is the point. So you can't really trust these measurements. I mean, yeah, maybe like they may look accurate to you, but as I said, like you cannot base like objectivity on biology. So this is the thing. So it's more like an intersubjective thing with biological constraints. When it comes to attractiveness, it's more like intersubjective with biological constraints. While the structure itself, yeah, with attractiveness, facial attractiveness itself, it's intersubjective with biological constraints, I would say. Both for the structure and the structure itself and the attractiveness. But with the structure, it's even more heavily biological. That's the thing. The structure is even more heavily biological. It's like the more good-looking someone, the more agreement we tend to see between people. More extreme the case, the more agreement. Even if someone is not good-looking, we tend to see more agreement. So where the differences are usually in the middle. When someone is like about average, the more extreme the case, the more agreement it is. But objectivity is not about universality, it's not about agreement. As we said, it's about disagreement implying error. So we need like an objective standard. How can you come with an objective, like true standard? That it's not based on biology, because right now you are rating stuff based on your biology, based on your mind perceptions. Your mind perceptions don't have to, are not reliable to give you a fully like 100%, what can I say, like truth. Like they are not reliable in giving you 100% truth of what's actually good looking or what's not. So we don't know. That's what I'm saying, man.
Intercanthal distance. This is the spacing of her eyes. Let's change this. Boom. Reduced her score.
I also think that's the case, but you know, as I said, like I do agree with this, but it's biological. That's the thing. Objective, like biology is not a source of objectivity. Like that's what I keep
Make her
saying.
look worse, always reduce her score. At the extremes, it's going to look weird because it's
Yeah.
so crazy of a movement. But the point is, there's an objective spacing of the eyes you want, and as we stray, she has good eye spacing initially. As we stray this ratio, we can.
What if aliens have a different standard for measuring that you do, and they find like what you don't find good looking and good looking? So would that destroy your objectivity thing? Yeah, I would say that would destroy your objectivity thing because it's not something universally measurable. Like there is no single standard, right? It's not precise. I'm not talking about like mass. I don't even think if that's something quantifiable, to be honest, because we are not talking about mass, we are not talking about speed, we are not talking about gravity. Anyways,
predictably see your score get worse. Let's look at it before and after. See, the rotation and spacing of the eyes was objectively made worse. Objectively.
no,
This will look worse every single.
no, it's not objective. That requires proof, bro. You need to prove that the standard that you're using is actually objective. That's what you gotta prove. Everyone comes up with his own like beauty measurement standard. Everyone claiming it is the objective standard. Come on, bro.
Time. We can add more things. We can go to her nose. We can make her nose wider. And these things will compound. This is predictable. This is based on math. I can do this all day. I can do this with any face. It is predictable. It's objective. Let's actually make a new
not
simulation
objective,
and let's actually improve her. So let's see. Okay, we did a
Anyways, man.
genioplasty. Let's look at the side profile.
And when I say it's not objective, it doesn't mean like it cannot be objective because there is a difference. It's not objective, that means that currently there is no proof for objectivity. That's what I mean. We cannot be objective, we cannot be objective at all. That's a different claim. That's a stronger claim, right? That's a stronger claim. Anyways,
Do you see? It's an improvement there. Look at that. It's all math. Like the way you look is all math, and people don't understand this. And let's do another face just to show this to you. Okay, here we have John Eric Hexton.
see, so we got the side profile and we got the front.
Look at that. It's all math. Like the way you look is all math, and people don't understand this. And let's do another face just to show this to you. Okay, here we have John Eric Hexton. This guy was a heartthrob back in the day. He was an actor before he shot himself in the head. True story. Here he is. He gets an 8.2 in Harmony, 8.6 overall. That's really high, by the way. That's like the upper
Harmony 8.24.
echelons. So this is really, really good score. So let's go to simulate. Let's make a new simulation and let's just mess around. Okay, so let's pay attention to its current harmony. And look at these numbers. It's an 8.2. Let's change something and make him. We'll see how it affects the objective score. Let's say Ailer width. This is an easy one. Increase the size of his nose. That reduces score. Let's do it the other way. That reduces score. There's a harmonious middle ground, and the math will always be accurate. You see? You know, it's single time. Now, arguably, his nose was a little too thin previously. Let's say, actually, with him, we can make him look better, I think, with a canthoplasty, yeah. This will actually upturn his eyes. You guys see it's subtle. I've done this one before. It's simulating a surgery instead of the actual movement, so it actually looks a little bit worse than done differently. But then, you know, we can go to fine tune. Let's clear that movement. Let's go to eyes. Let's go to canthal till. Let's make it worse. Boom. He looks worse now. Look at that. It's
Anyways, bro, I'm done with this video. I'm gonna finish this video later on. But I get his idea, right? It's biological, so that's the thing. Like me agreeing with you doesn't mean it's objective. Everyone agreeing with you doesn't mean it's objective. You gotta prove that your standard is objective. That's the thing. You see, it's mathematical. I don't agree. Like mathematical ratios, golden ratio measures mathematical ratios. I mean, you can measure the mathematical ratios, but not the beauty itself, right? So what else, man? Let's see. Cam. You keep stumbling across this guy. Let's see what he gotta say.
It's free, fun, and effective. Download Duolingo, the #1 language learning
This
app.
guy's gonna do anything for views, right? Open their mouths, do anything for views. But there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, people are smart. Of course, they would do anything, you know?
Camera the video straight like that. Let's go ahead and hop into the video. I'm not gonna hold y'all, bro. This look smashing stuff is getting way out of hand. Today we are reacting to a video called Clavicular is what Nietzsche warned us about. Nietzsche. I don't know. It looked like some German name, but I ain't gonna lie. This popped up on my
Philosopher, I
feed
don't know
on
how it's
YouTube,
pronounced in
and I was
English,
like,
but
I don't know. This
it's
looks kind of
Nietzsche.
interesting. So I was like, let me react to it with the gang. You feel me? Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. Before
Is this an interesting video, bro?
all you gotta do.
It's a
a bunch
long
of like
ass
OD
video,
stuff.
anyways, man.
Yeah, I'm not rocking with him then. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta say.
It's a long ass video, not gonna lie, man. You're gonna see some advice. I want some, like. I want to critique something. You get what I'm saying?
Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Cameron, the video straight like that.
So we're gonna have a
Which
three,
one is
like,
the next one?
two
Like,
people
subscribe,
reacting.
brand new
This
to
guy
the channel.
reacting to Phoenix, and I'm reacting to both of them at the same time.
Let's hop into today's video, man. So today we finna be reacting to, you know what I'm saying,
Long
some Phoenix
video
Fearless
again.
clips type stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? He been going crazy, bro. He been going on I don't know what is it. I think he's doing Zoom calls and he basically breaking down what dudes can do to look better. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and see if the advice is valid. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not valid. Maybe it is valid. Who knows? I don't pre-watch my videos, bro. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? But if he's saying some bullshit, I'm going to call it out on some bullshit. The reason why I'm doing this, though, is because I feel like a lot of these, like, red pill YouTubers be on cap, bro. I ain't even going to lie. I ain't even going to lie. They be on cap. And I know I be fucking around. I be in reactions saying, like, oh, if you below a 7, if you below a 6, then you ain't going to get no females, bro. I'm low-key over-exaggerating, bro. I'm not going to lie, bro. That be, it's for entertainment, bro. But real life, bro, if you an average looking guy, bro, you can get a girl, bro. Like real shit. You can get a girl. Because we live in 2024 and if you online and on social media, then you will believe that you will be a coomless roach for the rest of your life. But you don't have to be, bro. Like you can go out and get you a female, bro. It ain't really that difficult. You don't really have to do that much, bro. All you have to do is be in like decent proximity to some females, you know what I'm saying? And just know how to kind of have social skills and you'll be all right. Now, as far as like your looks go, as long as you stay trim, you know what I'm saying, stay in decent shape, you'll be all right, bro. Let's get it. I ain't right to pull girls, bro. I feel like I'm uncomfortable, though, going up to girls, bro.
Okay, let's see the physique.
We'll see. I'm kind of fit.
Kind of fit. In what planet? Oh my.
This guy's really trolling, man. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't get these trolls. Like, they paying money just to come in and troll people, you know, like Felix, you know. How can I say, like, expose themselves to the world in a negative manner? So, what's the point of this?
Yeah, bro. He not fit at all. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And this is gonna be the most real shit y'all ever heard me say, bro. I've seen girls get with fat dudes, bro. I've seen attractive women get with fat dudes before. There is no reason why he can't pull a girl. And y'all can sit here.
Depends on the personality. You get what I'm saying? There are like, what can I say? Yeah, there are girls who would go like maybe it's rare, right? But there are like girls who would go after like fake guys and stuff, because they like the dead bod and all of the stuff, get what I'm saying? There are always like exceptions. So it's not like there is no rule that says no, they won't go after this guy, this type of guy, or this type of guy. Like different girls, different preferences. So it's possible.
Tell me you lying. Listen, should he get in shape? Should he get in better shape? Absolutely. Absolutely. But can fat dudes pull girls? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because understand this, bro. Like, yes, your body matters, bro. I mean, your face matters more than your body. Like, this dude's problem is more with his face to me than his body. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he don't have a build or nothing like that. But like, girls not really like they look at your body, but they don't really care like that, bro. That's why dudes.
Doesn't matter, bro. Like to be honest, as much to be honest, because I think the body matters more to guys. To be honest, it's more like of a male glaze thing, Like what can I say? Yeah, it's more like a male glaze. They look at all these big fitness influencers with aesthetically pleasing bodies, like David Lade, Sam Sulek. I mean, he's probably a bit buff, so but look at Conor Murphy. Look at all these guys, Who else? Who else? Let me think of someone else, man. Yeah, so there is Anthony Mantello, I think. Yeah, so there are many guys who got these aesthetic physiques. Even on social media, you might come across many people, but you would like rarely see any girl like in the comments, like thirsting over the body, So it's mostly males. That shows that these aesthetic physiques, they're male gaze. Even these Loxmaxers, if you look at these Loxmaxers, if you look, like on social media, on YouTube, like on Instagram, if you look at the comments, most of the people glazing them are men. So it's more like of like a, I don't know, but yeah, I mean the physique, to be honest, the physique is more like male gaze than female gaze. That's with the physique. I think females care more about the face. This is from one side, but even females could show like interest. They could show interest. I mean, they just like they are not open about it too much. You get what I'm saying when it comes to men, So they are selective. They are highly selective. There are many people. There is high competition. There are many people with good physiques, with good faces. I mean, if you really look good enough, so. If if you really look well, you put in the time to search for people and stuff, you might find a lot of in the Loxmaxing communities, in the like bodybuilding communities, you might find like what can I say, a lot of good looking like people with aesthetic physiques. So since like women are highly selective, they usually tend to go for the best of the best. That's why even though they might be attracted to a body, or a face, they don't usually like display the attraction. They only display it to people like, what can I say? They think they have no chance with, like the men that they think they can't get. That's who they usually go for. So they are highly selective. Whereas the men, they're not. They just simp. Mostly they just simp. Doesn't matter the girl, especially if it's a good looking girl. For men, it's more about the face. For women, yeah, it's a face too, but it matters less, right? And there is women are highly selective, whereas the men are not. So this is another difference. In the male communities, you'll find mostly men glazing, despite it doesn't matter if it's the body, if it's If it's the face that's attractive, you know, you'll find mostly men glazing. Whereas if you go to the female communities, you'll find females glazing females, and you'll also see males. You know what I'm saying? Also, women show glaze towards men, but it's usually, as I said, selective. So that's the thing. Men's glaze is not selective, whereas the woman's glaze is highly selective. That's the difference, but they both show interest in their own way. Men show respect for men, not necessarily interest, but when women show respect for men, it's usually interest, in form of interest. Same goes for the opposite. When women show interest for women, it's usually love, you know, like, it's not interest, but it's usually love and respect. Whereas when men show interest to women, it's usually like, even if it's a, like, it appears like it's respect, but it's usually like hiding interest. There is interest behind it. Anyways, let's continue.
Be in the gym for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and still be poomless, bro. You know what I'm saying? No boom boom at all, bro. Look at his face. That's what's really gonna stop
What
him
is
from
wrong
getting-
with his
and the
face?
thing
I don't think he's bad looking at all. To be honest, he's probably even above average. I'd go even as far as saying that he's above average, in my opinion. He looks better than you. Fuck you talking about?
out of this is like, oh man, he kind of look like Sid the Sloth, but if he was burnt, but like, bro, I'm just keeping it a bean, bro. Like, he probably just young. He gotta grow into his face. He ain't developed that sharp jawline yet. You know what I'm saying? The dreads coming in. It's
Not everyone develops a sharp jawline, man. Yeah, I get people like they grow, they go through puberty, you know, they like we get saying that a lot of changes happen to them, right? So there is the muscles, there is the hair, you know. But with the jawline, I don't think everyone develops a stronger jawline, you know. I don't have a strong jawline, you know. It's mostly genetics. When you talk about jawline, it's mostly genetics. Because muscles and even hair is genetic, right? Some people like they grow hair early on. Most of the people who grow like thick beard or early on, they usually go bald. I mean, if you don't know this, most people, like a lot of people who grow like hair young, like beard young, thick beard from a young age, they go bald later on in life. Anyway, so that's the thing. I think hair is genetic. Muscles, they can be built. Looks are mostly genetics, but they can be improved to a certain extent. And I don't think this guy is bad looking at all. In terms of the structure itself, I'm not saying like
coming, bro. So
I'm not saying like what I think, and I'm not talking about the attraction. I think I'm talking about the look itself, the structure. I don't think he's bad looking. His ears are not flared out. Well, his nose is a bit, yeah, too wide, but that's about it.
his face, I ain't really worried about. Get your build right, and you're gonna build more confidence in yourself to be able to.
Well,
approach
people who
girls.
need to look good or to have anything to be confident, bro, they're not confident to begin with. These people are really the insecure type. People who are truly confident, they don't need to look a certain way or to be a certain way to be more confident. The reason why we strive, like, for people who are confident, the reason why they strive to be like to be better looking is because to succeed, I mean, depending on their goals, but it's usually not a confidence thing to succeed, to attract women, because women value, like, you know, looks, you know. So that's the thing. Or they can do it for themselves because it makes them feel good, not because it gives them a boost in confidence or none of that. You know, because it makes them feel good, you know, because, you know, they just like it, you know. The same way as some people who never went to the gym, they're weak, but but they are overly confident. And some people who go to the gym like every day, they're buff, but they still lack confidence. So it's not really like a thing. People who are confident, they are just confident. I mean, for some people, it could be like, it could change their state from, what can I say, from insecurity to confidence. But it's not a rule. It's not a general rule. Some people, yeah, it changes their state. Some people are confident from the beginning. Some people are insecure and stay insecure no matter what.
But as far as being able to attract them, you can do it in this state. It may be a little bit more difficult, but you know you can do it in this state. I'll just say to this dude, get active, get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Girls gonna come, bro. Like don't worry about it. Don't worry about the females, bro. That they gonna come regardless, bro. I promise you.
I'm kind of fit. You're right. Your body is not right for you to
He
be.
could be a lineman. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of big dudes that be linemen, offensive, defensive line.
But your body told you the truth. No. Go back.
Gulleys of
Are
it.
you seeing yourself?
The
in the
gulley.
mirror?
Bro, I feel like I got some muscle on me.
What gulleys?
He
Biceps and triceps.
I
Yeah.
don't see him. I see darkness. Go back and
Yo.
we're not done. Grab
تعرف
your
تحد مش
grab,
خاصة
grab
نفسي.
your stomach.
Alright, bro.
Grab your
Give me
stomach.
the
Like
guts,
you're
yo.
pregnant. At 21 years old. What in the world would make you think that you
Dang,
supposed
he's 21. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna grow into his face a little more. I thought Buddy was 16, 15. You work out, you gonna get a little sharper jawline. He'll be straight. You'll be straight. You know what I'm
to
saying?
get girls looking like that?
But man, my
I mean, yeah, from a sense. I mean, if you're talking about like, it's not. If you're talking about like definition, like losing fat to make your face look more defined, so the jaw appears more defined. And yeah, I agree. But you cannot. I don't think you can like just make your jawline sharper or improve your jawline. You know, just from working out. If you're already not that fair, right? If you have a chubby face, then yeah, it could be the case. But you are just like eliminating the fat, right? Reducing the face fat. Are not actually improving your jawline, right? I mean, you are not like, what can I say? Yeah, you are improving your jawline look in a sense. But for someone like, what can I say? Like me, I don't think working out would do anything to the jawline, to be honest. That's why I said it's genetic. So these people, the reason why they haven't reached their potential, is because they have like a lot of fat in the face. I think that's the reason. So it's not like if they get rid of the fat, if they lose some face fat, it's not that they would like surpass their genetic limit or anything. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you want to surpass your genetic limit and all of that, then surgery is more of an option. A double jaw surgery, or all these things, But I think with these people who have like a lot of fat in the face, I think it's just like that they are at a level lower than the baseline, not that they surpass their baseline. That's what I mean. Anyways,
look buff, bro.
I feel like he a lineman or
You
something.
buff, you're fat.
So what should I do?
You need to go lose some weight.
dude,
You need to get in
it's
shape.
really
I don't lose
straightforward.
weight.
You got to go to the gym and lift to get stronger.
Right.
That's not how you lose weight, bro. Let me show y'all something, bro. Let me show y'all something real fast, bro. That's not how. Okay, I don't have it, bro. That's not how you lose weight, gang. You technically don't even have to work out to lose weight. Now, should you? Yes, it's gonna make it way easier. You're gonna have a better build at the end of the cut. But all you need to do is be in a calorie deficit. That's literally it. Take in less calories than you are burning. Or did I say it right? Take in less calories than your body than your body needs. Burn more calories than you take in. It's a very simple equation.
Anyways, yeah, I agree
Now-
with this. I'm not too like, what can I say? To be honest, I don't want to speak into these things because I'm not an expert into fat loss and nutrition and all of that. You get what I'm saying? What do you eat to lose weight and all of that? How to lose weight specifically? But that's like usually the general advice that they give. More calories out than calories in. That's what they say. So you burn more than you consume. I don't know if that works for everybody, but it's more of a vague general. Bro, who makes this type of videos, bro? Like, really, bro? Who makes this type of videos, man? It has to be some insecure motherfucker, bro, to be honest. I mean, the way, like, the degree to which looks matter in Western societies, it's not even close. In my society, like, anyways. I haven't watched a video of this guy in so long. But he's really well spoken, to be honest.
Yesterday, I was about to post some content. I'm in Shanghai, China right now. I was about to post some content of a video that I made on this sightseeing spot in Shanghai, China, and how some of the Chinese people were taking pictures with me, etc., whatever the case may be. I was gonna post it on my story, and then I said, you know what? I'm not gonna post it on my story. I'm posting on my clip page that I got on Instagram, right? Posting on my clip page, and then I edited the video, right? Put 2 clips together, right? Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just post it like that. Then I said, you know what? Nah, let me put some captions on the screen, because the caption on the screen can make the difference between 10K to 1 million, right? So, you know, as me doing this, right, I'm trying to find a caption. I put a caption on it. You know, I even asked my wife, hey, wife, what you think? Did you think this is a good caption? Whatever the case may be, whatever the case, woo, woo. It was just this deep feeling in my fucking brain, this deep feeling of like, why do you give a fuck? Like, it was just this deep impending feeling. Like, and it's like, I just could not ignore it while I just could not. It was just like, why, like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And it was just like, and then I kept telling my wife, like, yo, I don't want to feel like I'm just doing this shit to get some views. Like, I don't want to feel like that I'm just trying to, because at first it was just going to be a story post. Then it turned into, like, and I'm going to make it a actual post. Then I was like, you know what? Okay, let me not just post it like that, because if I just post it like that, it might not have no context. So, you know what? Let me actually just add a caption to the screen, and that could be the difference between the 10K video and a 1 million view video. And then I was just like, why the fuck do I give a damn about getting 1 million views? Like, why do I feel like I'm just doing this
Would
shit?
that really make that much of a difference? A caption, like, are you serious? Like, from 10K to 1 million, a caption? I don't think that's possible, man. To be honest, like, I don't think such a difference is possible with a cap, bro. I'm not familiar with content creation, all of that, because, you know, I haven't been doing it consistently, you know, and just like, what can I say? I never posted a caption or anything like that, like myself. So I'm just posting videos, you know, posting videos here, like on YouTube, full videos, on Instagram and Facebook. I'm trying to share, like, you know, slices, you know, 2 minutes, the first 2 minutes of my videos, you know. So if people like my content, they can still watch the full video on YouTube. You get what I'm saying?
Views. Why do I feel like, so then I just started like really getting in detail with myself. I really started going through my psyche when it comes to content. I've been posting content on some social media platform since I was 15 years old. And then it dawned on me, like, what was the purpose of me even doing that? Like, I used to put a lot of, you know, I'll say hidden motives behind it. Oh yeah, I'm posting on social media so I can, you know, get a lot of money to buy my mom a house and buy my dad a house. Respectfully, man, I don't give a fuck about buying my mama or my dad a house. Like, that's just the truth. Like, that's just the honest truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then boom, like, moving forward, I turned 17. Oh, yo, man, I'm posting on social media because, you know, like, I really want to change the world. I want to give people a deeper purpose within themselves. I want to help a lot of people. You watching this, you probably seen that phase of me where I was just posting informational videos and giving back to the world and that, you know. But even that, like, what is the actual hidden motive behind that shit? Like, what's the hidden motive behind that shit? So as a grown man now, you know, I'm in Shanghai, China in my hotel room right now. You know, I'm in the bed. It's fucking 2 a.m. and I'm like, I came to the conclusion, this the realest shit that I've ever said. I came to the conclusion that, my nigga, the only reason why I ever started posting content, any type of content on social media, is because I was trying to receive validation through others, because I didn't receive validation from my own mom. Like, and keep in mind, I have a great relationship with my mom. Like, it ain't no.
In the context of validation, I think most of us, like, who use social media are actually looking for validation, if we're being honest. I mean, few are people who actually make money from the stuff, you know? Most people who post, they just want validation, they want attention. I mean, there are people who earn money, but at the same time, they want validation, they want attention. I wanted to differentiate between different type of people when it comes to this. There are people who don't post online pictures of themselves, nothing. It's because they don't care, you know, they don't care about others' validation, others' attentions. They simply don't care. They probably don't even have accounts in social media. Well, there is a different type, a different type of people. They don't post. They don't post as well, but it's for a different reason. It's because they are afraid of judgment. They are insecure. They fear judgment. They fear being called ugly. They fear being called they fear being made fun of, right? Now this is like where I usually, like most people would fall, I would say. A lot of people would fall. I mean, it's a really big problem. Like, what can I say? Like, when you make fun of someone, when you really insult someone, it's really tough. It's not easy to forgive for a lot of people. Like for people like me, for people who have a lot of overthinking, who suffer from a lot of overthinking, it's not easy to forget. If someone makes fun of you, someone insults you, you always tend to associate your pride with what they say. But we could make the argument that the problem is within you. Why would you associate your pride with this? This really needs some training. To be honest, I'm really myself to like. Speaking of myself, I'm really trying to detach my pride from what people say. I don't let people get to me, you know. So there are different type of people. There are people who, even when it comes to fear of judgment, this type of insecurity, there are different type of people. There are people who have no self-worth. They have no confidence, right? I mean, they have no. What can I say? Not that they don't have no self-worth, but they associate the self-worth with what other people say. No, this is not what I am. I do this social media stuff. I don't care, to be honest. I don't care what other people say. It's just that they can forget about it, and there is a difference. There is a difference between associating your self-worth with what other people say, and when they say something they lower from your self-worth, and a different and simply like overthinking about what other people say without it being to you. So it's different. So there are these two types of insecurity, right? There are both fear of judgment, we could say, right? One is fear of judgment because you cannot forget that stuff. Your brain keeps reminding you of others, like say what haters say about you. And there is fear of judgment in terms of when people say something, you associate your worth with it, and they tend to lower your worth. So this is the difference that I'm making. And some people, like, there's a third category besides people who don't post because they are not interested, people who post because don't post because they fear judgment, even though they want validation. Yeah, I mean, it's one hell of a drug, validation, attention seeking, man. If you get used to it, it's really tough to quit it. Now there is a third type. They can post something. People who work as journalists, welcome, like BBC News or these like type of channels, right? No, this type don't post their opinions, what they think, not because like they fear judgment. Yeah, probably not because they fear judgment, but because they are afraid to lose their jobs. Their jobs don't allow them to be free to express themselves like however they want. So this is a third type. Now my type, what I say when fear of judgment, because I tend to think about it a lot. No, the thing about me is not that I'm afraid to speak about something or any no matter what it is, like any topic, anything that enters my mind, it's that I'm afraid of danger, because a lot of things you can't speak about them without putting yourself to danger, like religion, like what can I say, a lot of things. So it's more about like self-consciousness. It's more about high inhibition for me. For some people, it's not about high inhibition. It's more about like they are afraid. What can I say? Not afraid, but they don't want to speak about something because they fear judgment. They fear. To be honest, I don't care about judgment. What they say. Yeah, I tend to think about it a lot, but like the real threat to me is not about what other people say. Whether they will make fun of me if I speak about something or all of this. whether they will attack me verbally. It's more about no, it's more about the threats themselves, like being blocked, being well, not blocked, but being banned, being like, what can I say? Maybe attacked in real life. Like even verbal like, threats are actually harmful, to be honest. But some people like they're just like, what can I say? Uncomfortable. They cannot, even if I want to speak about something, they cannot. They're uncomfortable. Like even if there is low risk, they cannot. They just like cannot. But they cannot. They can't even show themselves on camera. That's a different type. From me, it's more about like valuing the consequences first, being high inhibition. Whether if I think about this, like I would be in danger. Whether it would lead to people like attacking me and all of that. I'm really comfortable speaking about anything, so that's the difference. Anyways, I'm getting to the philosophy of this stuff, but you get the idea. Anyways,
Bad blow my mom. Now I can call my mom up right now. We can chop it up and everything. But as a real nigga, I can admit that, bro, the only reason why I even started coming on the internet, period, ever, and was posting was because I was trying to receive validation from strangers. And the same validation I didn't receive from my mom. Like, even to this day, I've never heard of congratulations from my mother. Like, I've never heard of, oh, yeah, good job, I'm very proud. I've never heard I'm proud of you from my mom. I've never heard that. I've heard that from my dad. I've heard that. I've never heard that from my mom. I've never heard that shit. And I text my mom yesterday, and we was just talking about a few things, and I guess it just dawned in my brain. And then when I started posting when I went to the social media and Instagram to post something, that's when it came back into my mind. Like, the only reason I ever started posting content on social media was because I was trying to search for validation from others. And that same validation I would search through my mom. So then I started thinking about the Him movie. Have y'all seen the Him movie with Marlon Wayans or whatever?
Yeah,
A lot of
I
people
watch
don't know the
movies,
purpose
yeah.
behind that Him movie. A lot of people think it was showing, sacrificial rituals and what happens in the entertainment industry and all that, but it's something deeper behind that. What that Him movie shows is the melanated man, right? People of minority descent, period, whatever the case may be, people that are not of Caucasian descent, we have to go through suffering to earn everything. Like, we have to suffer to earn everything. And we have to put ourselves on stage and we have to give a fucking performance to earn shit. Miss me with that bitch made ass shit. Like, and that's just really how I'm feeling right now. Like, I just had that fucking epiphany. Like, yo, like, I'm trying to perform for people. Like, whether I'm telling myself, oh, nah, bro, like, this shit, I'm just trying to give people inspiration, or like, I'm really just trying to get back to the community. I'm trying to, show some traveling people. Man, get the fuck out of here. Like, you can perform it for people. Like, and I just feel like I just broke out of this content loop of like, oh yeah.
no, performing for people. I don't know what you mean exactly, but it's about like doing things to please other people, right? Maybe to get validation, to get attention. Yeah, most people, I think that's the case with them. But some people, as I said, people who are really about it, who are really about business, who are really about earning money, like they do this as a job, like. They're rare, but there are people who actually like they're not attached to other people's attention validation, right? They don't actually seek attention validation. So it's not a general rule, but for most people, yeah, it's really about that.
I gotta post content, gotta stay relevant. Why the fuck do I give a fuck about staying relevant to a whole bunch of niggas that I will never meet in my motherfucking life? That shit is so fucking like, and it's like I was gonna say, it's so gay to me because I cannot describe a word. I cannot use the English language to describe what I'm really feeling and how I really feel towards trying to stay in a loop and trying to be a fucking entertainer, and then when I say content creator, I don't just mean influencer. I mean a music artist. I mean content is anything that somebody is consuming, anything that somebody is producing. That is content. Like, and it's like, I feel like a lot of people, that's why
I mean, it depends on your goals. I mean, if you don't want to be relevant, you don't want to be relevant. Yeah, you don't have to, right? But for some people, they genuinely want to be relevant. I mean, if they're doing things that make them relevant, then they are, like they are fulfilling their goals. They are doing things that, what can I say? They are doing things to achieve their goals. So it makes sense you do things based on your goals. So that's logical for them. If you want to stay relevant and you come and post every now and then yeah, then that's logical because it aligns with your goals. But for someone like you who doesn't want to be relevant, then this could be, not logical, right? You don't want to stay like, you don't care about being relevant. Like, I mean, it's not important. It doesn't matter whether I post every now and then. It doesn't matter. Like, my upload schedule doesn't matter. So, because you don't give a fuck. That's the thing. It's different from someone who gives a fuck. It's about the goal, right? And whether what you are doing what it takes to achieve their goal. So
Content creator shit is so fucking ass nowadays because it's like a lot of people are just stay doing shit to keep their name relevant, to stay in the loop. Oh yeah, I gotta entertain my audience. I don't give a fuck about entertaining the audience. I don't give a fuck about that shit. And then it be niggas, man, like it be niggas like that be like, oh yeah, man, like I can't fall off, man. I can't fall off. I gotta stay relevant. Why the fuck you get like and then even that, what is falling off? Like they'd be like, oh yeah, you fell off. You fell off hard. Like you fell off.
yeah, they use that term a lot. You fell off, like you are not relevant anymore. Like you lost you lost like a big number of what can I say? A big number of viewers. You know, that's what it means. You're not as popular as before. Like you lost a big number of viewers.
You fell off because a bunch of lame ass niggas that would amount to shit in their life don't want to be you anymore. That's why you fell off. Like it's just be that shit is so dystopian to me. This shit is just so motherfucking dystopian to me. It's just like you on a motherfucking hamster wheel of content, performing, showing yourself. And it's like you can put any type of mechanism that you want to put on there. Like, oh yeah, well you waking people up, you giving inspiration. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about giving no nigga inspiration, nigga. I already done that shit. I already got money, nigga. My money can't even be my motive because I already got money. I'm above the concept of money, nigga. I'm a god, nigga. Nigga, it don't matter what I do. I can get money from anything that I do. Nigga, I can go start selling books. I can get money from this shit. I can literally make everything I'm saying right now a fucking book, write this shit in detail, and make it so hyper analyzed and like, nigga, and literally sell this shit out. Like, money is not an issue. That is the easy part. For me, it's the fucking purpose behind it. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Right? So that's just the thoughts that I was having yesterday, bro. And then I was just looking at the world.
It's about the purpose for him, what he's doing, right? It's not about the money. He's already got the money. If someone's goal is money, then it makes sense to stay relevant, to try to stay relevant, to try to entertain the audience, right? Do what upload content that the audience enjoys, right? But that contradicts his values, right? So that makes sense. It's not forced to entertain you. It's not forced to stay relevant. None of that.
And I was like, man, like the world is just filled, especially like because the world is just filled with overconsumption and overproduction of fucking content. Like it's like, yo, like even if I do put out a great video, right, and I put out something of substance, it's like, man, a nigga not even gonna remember that shit an hour later. Like a nigga will literally doom scroll all day on TikTok, doom scroll all day on Instagram. And this nigga, like, think about it, man. Like, y'all watch this shit. Man, even everybody on this video, right, did at least doom scroll one time in their life. Let's keep it real, man. How many pieces of content do you consume a day? And how many pieces of content do you actually fucking remember? Like, I just feel like it's too much content in the world, bro. And because it's too much content in the world, we don't have memorable moments anymore.
Too much content in the world. Too much overstimulation. Daily activities feel boring. Everything that produces less dopamine than this shorts, than these Instagram reels and these short videos. It's boring to you now. You cannot enjoy this doing basic activities, taking a walk in nature, reading a book. It's because you're overstimulated. Your baseline dopamine is so high. You gotta do activities that produce a lot of dopamine to feel happy. So that's the problem with this. So you need dopamine abstinence, right? So you need dopamine fasting. That's the key. You need to reduce your consumption of, moderate your consumption of social media if you can. But that's hard, Most people, they cannot do it. They don't have the self-control. They don't have the the environment nor the self-control to do it. A lot of business owners, a lot of people like who are really serious about their work, they don't scroll, right? I mean, most people, like, to be honest, usually people who post content, like the big influencers who post content, they post content and they get off Instagram. They don't scroll like all day. That's usually what it is, you know? People who scroll are usually the viewers. Anyway, so we got this problem of overstimulation. We need dopamine fasting, you know? We got this problem of overstimulation. We need dopamine fasting. We need to moderate. Moderation for most people is not possible. Therefore, the solution would rather be like quitting social media, like deleting Instagram, deleting Facebook. I mean, if you don't earn any money from this stuff, like I think that there is no reason to waste your time just scrolling and all of this. I mean, if you try to communicate with people, try to communicate in the physical world, in the real world. That's better. Better than if you communicate on Instagram and all of that. Most communications on online, like on social media, they end quickly. Like a few lines of communication. Hi, hello. How are you? Then you never contact that person ever again. But with the real world, you can actually meet these people again. You can engage with these people again. Online, there is no guarantee they would respond again. There is no guarantee once they lose attention, they might never respond again. But when you know someone, you can actually communicate with them, right? So, I mean, so there is this closer connection in real life. But also, these connections in real life tend to last longer because you actually view the person. You actually, as I said, you physically communicate with him. I mean, if he doesn't want to respond to you anymore, I mean, you can even if you know where the person lives, you can even visit him. So there is no ignoring. If someone really wants to ignore you, then they would in the real world, then they would tell you not to talk to them, or they would ignore you straight on. Whereas with online, there is these mind games. People don't respond. You don't know if they really lost interest or not. So it's really mysterious. They just suddenly stop responding. Yeah, that's the problem. It's really mysterious. It's really annoying online. In real life, people make it clear. They're straightforward. I mean, it's important for someone to tell you whether they lost interest or not, because usually if you value your time, you want to move on, right? And for most people, I would say, to be honest, in my opinion, I think that physical communications are better because you actually see the person, you communicate with him, right? If he wants to not talk to you, then he would tell you straight on, right? So the rest is, who you're communicating with. Online, with most people, you don't know who you're communicating with. You don't upload their profile pictures. You use fake pictures, even if they do so. If they use actual pictures, so there is this thing, right? So, and also you're not killing your eyes with the screen. You're not staring at a screen typing words. For hours. That's the thing. When you communicate with someone, or even minutes, hours, your eyes are not on the screen. You're actually on the real world. They're actually on the, they are not focused on a screen. So they are also protecting your eyes in a sense. Using too much social media, either for communication or scrolling, is also bad for your eyes, right? We all know that. Anyways.
We don't have classics anymore. Let's think about music. It's so much fucking music out there. When is the last time a classic came out? When is the last time we can objectively say, oh yeah, this song right here is a known worldwide classic. Not a classic to these niggas in the hood. Not a classic to no, I mean this shit is a classic. Nigga, this shit played everywhere. This shit is a classic. And when we think about a certain year, we think about a certain song. Nigga, when I think about 2023, I don't think about no fucking song. When I think about 2024, I don't think about no fucking song. It's we don't got no damn classics. It ain't no moments. It ain't no classic moments. And it's because we are fucking over consuming, bro.
Yeah, everything feels boring now to this generation, man, because I saw even very little kids, but they are given iPads, They are given phones, they are scrolling, they're already scrolling, man, at such a young age. When a person's brain hasn't fully developed yet, they are already scrolling, they are already like, look what they are learning at such a young age. It will be too difficult for these people to quit later on. Like, when you are addicted to something at a young age, it's way harder to quit because the neuroplasticity of the brain is way higher, right? When a person is young. So that's the thing. His parents, it all comes down to these parents, because these kids, usually like 3-4-year-old kids, they don't know any better. So it usually comes to the parents. What do they give them these devices? Like, they have no awareness. They don't know. Like, that's the thing. They should know about the dangers of the phone. First of all, like using the phone too much, the danger on the eyes, especially on the young kids, right? You should know about the addiction, the scrolling addiction, the overstimulation, the dopamine dysregulation of all of these, like of that. They are not educated about these things. That's the problem. That's why we see like things like that. Even and I don't mean that this doesn't apply for older people. Or older people, even older people, this applies to them. They should not use the phone too much because it harms their eyes too. They can be addicted too. But as I said, like kids are more vulnerable because they develop addictions easier, right? And also because they are ruining their life at such a young age. You get what I'm saying? When I used to be like their age, like when I used to be 4 or 5, I wasn't scrolling. I wasn't doing all of that because no phones existed back then. Like this, like what can I say? No, what I mean by like this. What can I say? These phones that we have now, like these touch phones, they didn't exist back then. We had these cell phones, these small phones. I'm talking about like 2007, 2008. But even then, we used to use these phones a bit, but not anywhere like we use now. We only had like these simple like games, these Java games, but we didn't have what we like. What's available now? We didn't have access to what's accessible now on Instagram, all YouTube, like all of these TikTok, all of these social media. We didn't have access to all of that. So that's a big difference. Because most of these social media, they are based on novelty. They are designed to keep you hooked. They keep you scrolling. They're feeding you dopamine, right? Whereas with these simple games, they usually didn't produce that much dopamine even when we played them, right? So that's the thing. We could still control ourselves. We could still because the more like overstimulated something, the harder it is to control it. The more dopamine it releases, the harder it is to control it. It becomes highly addictive. Whereas with something that produces very little dopamine, it's easy to quit. Like for example, reading. Even if you're addicted to reading, you can simply quit it. Because it's not, it doesn't produce as much dopamine. It doesn't keep you hooked, It doesn't overstimulate your brain too much. But it's the same mechanism with all, like, what can I say? It's the same mechanism with all addictions, but there are good addictions and bad addictions. Quitting addictions is about like learning a pattern. It's about, you get what I'm saying? Willpower alone is not enough. You need the right environment. Some addictions are harder to quit because of overstimulation, because they produce more dopamine. But they are about patterns. Addictions are repeated pattern, but you can quit a repeated pattern if it doesn't produce that much dopamine, For example, if you're addicted to showering, you can limit your showering easily. So there are types of addictions, good, bad addictions like reading, bad addictions like corn, One produces a lot of dopamine, one doesn't. One is easy to quit, one and it is not. So that's the thing.
Over consuming, and I really believe that this content shit is gonna crash, and it has to. Like this shit is going to crash, and this shit is going to crash someday. With the release of AI, and we have fucking AI influencers, nigga. What the fuck, nigga? Influencers was already fake as fuck, and now we got AI influencers. How more fake can this shit get? Think about this shit. We already had motherfuckers come on this bitch trying to put up a good show, trying to look perfect for motherfuckers, and now we literally have AI fake niggas on it. Like, come on, bro. Like, how much more fake can this shit get? How much more fake is this shit gonna get until people be like, yo, man, I'm done with consuming content. Like, I'm done with this. I don't even care. Like, I don't even give a fuck. And that's just how I'm feeling, man. So, like, now I'm just looking at my own situation in the midst of all this shit. And I'm like, fuck fitting in. I don't give a fuck about fitting in. I don't give a fuck about being relevant. Y'all can kiss my dick, bitch. I'm rich, nigga. I do what the fuck I want when the fuck I want to, nigga. I'm in Shanghai, China. I don't give a fuck about getting no money from this shit, nigga. Like, I'm just like, what is the purpose of me doing this shit? And I've just come to
man,
the
we were
conclusion
really
that
trying to
I'm
fit
not
with these idiots, man. Fuck this women, bruh. For me, it's about perfect existence or non-existence. There is no in between, to be honest. And even if there is something in between, it would be having control. Maybe non-perfect existence, but it would be having control, bro. No one wants to be a slave of someone else, man. No one wants to be under control of somebody else. That's the thing. Most people wouldn't admit it. I mean, there are two extremes when I say perfect existence and non-existence, because they both eliminate suffering entirely. But even if we accept suffering, like, we have to go by the. I mean, for me, I could accept it, as I said, in the case of having power, right? Control over all of, not everything, but but over people at least, over humans, over the world, That's the thing, man. No one wants to be a slave, no. No one wants to be controlled. Usually people who have power are the one who exert control. But not that they deserve it in any way.
shallow ass nigga. Like, I just don't like doing shit that's just not deep. Like me,
Yeah,
I'm
why
the
we
type
trying
of
to
nigga.
fit in? That's the thing I'm saying, man. Why we trying to fit in, man? Because society, like, doesn't allow you to be how you want, so there is pressure. You have to, because it benefits you in some type of way. You have to fit in with people because, as I say, it benefits you in some type of way. You want something, right? You want a favor. You have to fit in. You have to deal with people. You have to try to be like, to insert yourself in their group, even if you don't fit in. Make an effort, right? To try to fit in with these people, because, as I said, like, they could be useful to you, so you cannot live alone. That's the thing. You try to fit in because humans are not designed to survive alone. They are designed to survive within groups. They rely on others to survive. I mean, when I say fit in, I mean like communicate, connection, right? That's what I'm saying. But if we talk about fitting in, like being about the other people, like everyone else, like trying to be like everyone else, trying to be similar like to other people in terms of personality, in terms of behavior, that's a different thing. You don't have to, unless you are forced to, like in a classroom or all of that, work. So if being different leads to trouble, so that's the thing. So if it's in a smart way, like you're trying to fit in because like, you're trying to avoid trouble, then it's smart, right? But if you are just trying to fit in, I don't see a reason to just trying to fit in, like with friends and all of that. If you have other options, if you can replace these friends, if you can, there is nothing is forcing you to fit in. So it's only in a situation where it's forced that you make an effort to fit in. Because you want to avoid harm, you want to avoid threat, right? Anyways.
It's where if it's not an intense, deep passion, and if it's not a deep purpose, I'm not doing the shit. I just don't care to do the shit. I don't care. Like, even with my wife, even with a relationship, like if I don't have a deep, intense, passionate relationship, man, kiss that shit to the curb. I could never be the type of nigga that just goes out and fucks random women, because I'm not a dumbass nigga. I feel like you just a dumbass nigga if you do shit like that. Not you a dumbass nigga because, oh, you can catch an STD. No, you a dumbass nigga because how does that give you joy in life? I just got my nut off. I just got my nut off. That's it. You a dumbass nigga. It's nothing running through that small ass brain. Like that shit is enough to like get you right for the day. Like, yeah, I fucked a bad bitch. I feel good about myself. I feel accomplished. Like, You just a dumbass nigga. Like, I don't know how the fuck that fulfills you. Like, that shit don't fulfill me. I can fuck any girl that I motherfucking choose. Like, I can look at any, it don't matter how the shit built. Man, after I do the shit, it's like, okay, that's it. Got my nut off. I'm so like that. I'm that nigga for real. Like, you just filling yourself with pleasure. That shit basic.
They're too
I'm just
simple,
not a
bro. Like these people, like who really think, like who are really fulfilled by these basic acts, by these natural acts, bro. They're really like simple-minded. They have no goals. They have no like. How can you? I mean, you can have goals and all of this, but I mean that's nothing. That's natural. That's like I mean, sex is like a natural activity, right? It's biological. It doesn't make you special in any way. People who are really special, in my opinions, are people who are fulfilled by doing special things, by writing books, by achieving things that most people don't achieve in life. That's the things. Like, you should set your goals high, right? Anyone can fuck a bitch, you know? It doesn't make you special in any way. You should set your goals high, right? I think that's what I think, to be honest. It's not objective, but that's what I think. I think you should set your goals high. You should only be fulfilled by what's actually pleasing you. You know? And you should, and the reason if anything can fulfill you, then, you know, like, what can I say? And it's a problem if anything can fulfill you, because you wouldn't be forced to do anything that's hard. You wouldn't be forced to do anything that's productive. You wouldn't be forced to push yourself to the limit, because anything can fulfill you. Even watching like corn can fulfill you. Even like scrolling through social media can fulfill you. That's why I said you should always raise your bar high. Things that will fulfill you, they should come after hard work, after a lot of suffering, after a lot of. I mean, that's it. Suffering is unavoidable, but you get what I'm saying? Not necessarily suffering, but they should come like after you doing something. You get what I'm saying? You should put in the efforts. I mean, people who are really smart, they don't want to suffer, but the thing is that you should put in an effort at least. Things that come easy, like, I mean, I don't think that they deserve to be valued. Because if things that are easy are valued, then there is no reason to do what's hard. And a lot of things, and a lot of times, things that are harder are the things that are good for you. Earning money, right? You want to live a good life, earning money. In order to earn money, you have to work hard, right? You have to, you know what I'm saying? To work hard, to work smart, to use your time well, to be disciplined. That's hard for most people, but you know that's really the key. So if you are just going by the easy things, you know, like doing the easy things in life, you are getting nowhere, man. That's what I think. Yeah, eliminate suffering if necessary, because I mean, if it contradicts your values, you don't want to suffering, you don't want to suffer. But know that suffering is unavoidable, right? So it's not about eliminating suffering more than you reducing suffering. I think I should change like my value system as well. I think that I should strive to do things that actually make me reach my goals with less suffering, not with no suffering, because that's an ideal that doesn't exist unless we talk about non-existence or perfect existence. But none of these are realistic, so you just gotta deal with how things are. And if non-existence, transitioning to the state of non-existence is not possible without feeling the suffering itself, then, and because biological survival instinct don't allow you to, then you just gotta deal with it until it's possible. You know, as long as you're alive, then try to be who you want to be at least. As long as the external world allows, you know, because you can't truly be who you want to be. There's always pressure from the outside, so try to be who you want to be as much as the external world allows, you know. So the only boundary is the external world, not yourself. That's how it should be. If you are given like the space, then you should be yourself fully. That's the thing. That's hard, you know, that requires some courage, but even if there is no external pressure, you know, that requires some honesty, some to be yourself. But I think that's the ideal. I mean, for people to be happy, right? No one wants to, rare are the people who feel happy being fake. Anyways.
Know what I mean? And it's just like, that's just where I'm at now, bro. It's hard being a nigga that's not basic. Because you watching this, you probably not a basic ass nigga. So it's hard not being a basic ass nigga because it's just certain shit that I don't give a fuck about doing for views. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I remember goddamn, like, I was streaming on Twitch and shit, trying to play games and shit. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about playing no motherfucking games. Nigga. Yeah, I ain't played games my whole mother. I don't even play games in real life. Why the fuck I'ma hop on behind the screen and play games like, hey, y'all, look at this game that I'm playing now. Like, that shit is just so fucking ass. That shit is just so fucking ass. That shit is so fucking ass. And now, man, I'm just making this video, man. I don't even know why the fuck I'm making this video. Like, I'm just expressing how the fuck I feel. Like, fuck it. I put this, like, I already got the fucking camera. I'm already in fucking China. I'm already vlogging. Like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna record a goddamn video. Don't even give a fuck.
Anyways, we'll
Yeah, man,
finish
that's
this
how I
video
feel,
later.
bro.
I think this
Don't
live
even know
stream
what-
has gone too long. Anyways, thanks for watching, man. I haven't streamed in so long. Sharing my thoughts again, you know. Some of my thoughts. Reacting to some of the videos, you know.